we're about making invisible people visible. Because when you look at the disabled community, how many times do you walk down the mall or down the street and you see somebody who's struggling with a walker or in a wheelchair, and we just kind of almost act like they don't exist. But by giving them the opportunities that we do and helping them travel, helping them do the adventure, just giving them the freedom to live at home instead of an institution, gives them that much more normalcy, and it makes them feel much more visible than otherwise.
The bottom line of all of it is they're people, they're human beings. They deserve the dignity and care and respect that we would give any individual, and we certainly go out of our way to try to achieve that.
They're just great people to work with. They go above and beyond what's required of an organization, and that's why I devote all my time and volunteer everything I have to them, because they're taking care of my son, and that would never be done anywhere else like they do.
We try to fill the gap. We look around and we say, you know what, there are organizations that are doing a great job in this area, but there's a hole here. How can we assist the developmentally disabled community in that area that's not being fulfilled here?
Instead of putting them away somewhere, they're out, they're enjoying their lives, they're being social, a lot of them can do so many things and they're not given that opportunity. But Sunny Hill will give them that opportunity to better themselves, to make them a meaningful life.
I really feel that Sunny Hill, in all their endeavors and services, truly put the needs of the consumer ahead of financials. So if we have a situation to where if a service needs to be provided, but it's maybe little or no revenue generated, if it's a good service and needs to be done, Sunny Hill's going to continue to provide that.
He never had a life before. He can live a life like you or me, you know, maybe not to that degree, but he has a life, and they told me that right up front. The gentleman that told me that is no longer with Sunny Hill, but he was a wonderful person, and he said, Marianne, we can do this. And they did. They never was negative about anything. Every other place I went was negative.
It's not a facility, it's a home. We just get the opportunity to work there. We get the opportunity to serve these folks that so much deserve and need these things. But it's their home, and it's a home first and foremost throughout.
Watching the growth has been amazing, and that wouldn't be possible without the hard work of our staff and the support of the community.
When I get older, I want to make sure Michael is cared for and has a home and can do things, and I know that will happen with Sunny Hill.
The people that work for Production Castings has been working there for a very long time. They're a very important part of the community. When you have 144 people working for you that live locally, it's very important, and that tax base will be there, and they care about the schools and the libraries and the community.
They've always been supportive of the emergency services. They have assisted the High Ridge Fire Protection District in different fundraisers over the years. We did a fundraiser for extrication equipment that's used to cut victims out of car accidents. They were supportive in that role, and they contributed to that fund. And just cooperative with the emergency services in general. Anything that we needed within the community, they were there to speak highly of the fire district. So they were truly a pillar within the community because they supported the community in various ways.
Production Casting's dedication to their employees as well, who are all basically residents of our county. A great deal of them are, and I know this one instance recently where one of the employees had fallen sick. The employees got together and came up with collecting a collection for the individual, and Production Castings matched that and what the employees had collected. they're a very generous company.
They've always been very supportive of the community. They're in the local chamber for 20 years. They provide jobs, which are stable jobs. Most of their people have been there anywhere from 15 to 20 years.
They give back to us in so many ways by employing so many employees. They employ over 140 employees, and most of those do live in Jefferson County.
One thing that always impressed me was they knew who you were. They didn't just know you as an official, but they knew you personally as an individual. It was just a couple years ago that I seen Chris at a Chamber of Commerce installation dinner, and that was the first time I'd seen Chris in maybe 6 years because my roles in the fire department changed. And he came up to me and talked to me just like he had visited me last week. So he's had a very personal impact, and that entire company brings that within the community.
They treat their employees like people. I see that firsthand. Each year the chamber does a toy drive, and the company does a collection there on site at their workplace, and their employees are overly generous. And I know that's because that's the way the owners of Production Casting are. They are always willing to give, and so that carries over to their employees and makes them a better company.
The fact that you have a company that is conscious of what's going on in the community, and they care, and that is really a big deal, and that's just the way Al and Chris are.
I think that the Jeffersonian Award is made because of picking a company like Production Castings. They're every bit of the honor, prestige, and the integrity that the Jeffersonian Award is about, and I think they will display that very honorably.
I'd like to congratulate Al, Kevin, and Chris for their accomplishment with the Jeffersonian Award. They deserve it.
It takes me back to my childhood a lot of ways. It don't have the 20-foot ceilings as a big superstore does. It's small, compact, and a lot of merchandise on the shelves. You go in to buy an ink pen and you're looking at 5 other things before you leave. I just like the feeling you get. Always got great help there. I mean, if I can't find something, somebody's there to give me assistance. And that's like Chris. If I need help, I need something, he's there to help. And I think I knew Roger a little bit, and I think he was a great community, and I think Chris just picked up from his dad and just took off.
Chris's parents, Roger and Rosetta, and Chris's wife Linda, is just a wonderful family. I mean, they're all community involved, and you know, the Hagen family is just really has been a very important role in the Twin City area.
Chris Hagen is the face of Metro Office Supply. I mean, Linda probably wouldn't appreciate that, but you know, Linda's kind of the face inside and Chris is the face outside. Everybody knows Chris Hagen. I knew Chris Hagen back when he looked like the Greatest American Hero with the short curly hair before he got the Sammy Hagar look. And you know, Chris is always willing to do stuff for the community. I mean, he helped raise $7,000 to cut those curly locks off a couple years ago. I wouldn't have done that. Chris did, and was a great sport through the whole thing.
Well, I don't know about a county-wide award, but he would definitely deserve a Festus Award. He's been very active in my community. I needed his help numerous times, and he's always came to my assistant with good ideas and volunteering to do the project for me. So he does it for Festus. I'm sure he does it for the rest of the county.
Metro Office Supply is a local business. He's proud of that local business, that more people should take pride in their local businesses, and he just asks of himself what he expects people to give him, and that's do business locally. And I think that's been a testament to Metro Office Supply.
Metro Office Supply, you know, has always been involved in the community. I mean, if you, you know, any of the organizations there in the town, the Hagen family's been involved with. whether they've served on, as a board member or whatever.
Chris is an idea guy, and Chris probably leaves me some of the longest voice messages known to mankind. And Chris was the one that kind of helped me figure out how to fast forward through some of these voice messages and even go back, because they're long. And somewhere in there, there's a point, and at the end of the message, it has a really good point. And usually it's a community-oriented voice message. They're 2 in the morning, 10 in the morning. There's no rhyme or reason to when Chris has these bright ideas. This gigantic bulb on the top of his curly hair goes off, and Chris is like, I've got an idea for the county. And it's always for the county, for the town, and a lot of times it has nothing to do with Metro Office Supply. He's just the kind of guy that still takes pride in having people on Main Street, still wants to see Main Street businesses thrive, and when you own a business, he wants other business people to do whatever they can to help that business and keep supporting it.
I like to tell Chris, well deserved, and thank you for all the assistance you give me and the city of Festus.
With all the stuff they do for the community and their involvement in where they've served, they've served on so many different boards and organizations that they've been involved with, and helping with the poor, that I can't think of anyone more suitable for this award than the Hagan family and the Metro Office Supply.
I don't think Chris's head can get any bigger than it is now. I mean, but it's from a good standpoint. Chris never wants a pat on the back for anything. If he comes up with an idea for the county or the community that he's in, the Festus Crystal City area, he just wants people, if they embrace that idea, to help him with the idea, with that idea. It's one thing to come up with the ideas, and then it's another thing to be on an island by yourself to have to execute everything. I think Chris will take this award and be humble. We've never seen him humble too often, but I think tonight at this banquet, I think Chris will humbly accept this award and look to the next page of his life and see what else he can do.
Jerry Rogers, let's see. It was in Huntsville, Alabama in 1947. There was a little guy born down there in January, and lo and behold, he would end up in High Ridge, Missouri, and do phenomenal things on the Highway 30 corridor. Oh, let me get rid of the dog. Hey, I'm right in the middle of making a mess out of you. No, I'm on camera. So this telephone call will be recorded. It's going to be part of the ceremony. Bye. All right. I'm on it. Bye. Okay, you're paying for this bill. Just keep talking. Okay.
I might actually use that.
Go ahead.
I might use that. I was here by saying
Yeah.
Because of his interest in people in general, and because of the various different clubs that he's belonged to, anyone that was in need kind of came to Jerry because of his contacts within the various clubs that he belonged to, and because we were the young business guys on the block at that particular time. We kind of grew up together doing that. We were both had young businessmen. We both had brown hair, and we were energetic. And so Jerry kind of became, over the last 20, 30 years, as on the Highway 30 corridor, he was kind of the go-to guy, that someone needed something, no matter what it was, they would kind of go to him first.
Well, I will never forget the first time I met Jerry Rogers. I was a teacher at High Ridge Elementary School, and I was called to the principal's office. And of course, when you're called to the principal's office, you think, uh-oh, did I do something? And when I walked in the principal's inner office, he said, I'd like to introduce to you Jerry Rogers. And I said hello to him, and he said, we want to know what Rotary Club can do to help Ladies of Charity. Ladies of Charity being a charity that helps people that are in need. And this was just the beginning of a long and wonderful relationship. And for many, many years, down through the years, Jerry has continued to be instrumental in the help that Rotary Club has continually helped Ladies of Charity do a better job of helping people.
Jerry Wayne Rogers is a respected voice of the Northwest Corridor of Jefferson County. He's been a charter member of the High Ridge Rotary Club since May of 1976, where Rotary's core motto, is service above self. Jerry Wayne is definitely a man who has put service above self in his work, in his community, and in his private life.
Well, he's helped in countless ways, from cleaning it up, being on the Clean Stream program, cleaning the rivers, the sewer board, my goodness, Comtree. Rotary Club does all kinds of things for the community. He has been a founding member of Chamber of Commerce, and all of these organizations make our community a better place to live.
He has his own opinions on how things should be and shouldn't be, and he's very strong about those particular opinions. In more cases than not, in more cases than not, he's good for the underdog. The person who he thinks is getting the shaft, or the person he thinks is getting or group of people that he thinks is getting the raw deal. And he argues pretty strongly, even to things that sometimes hurts him business-wise. Once he believes what he believes, he is a very strong-minded individual that stands for those principles, and he stands up for those principles.
So if I had to pick 3 words that would describe Jerry Wayne Rogers in his life, in his community, it would be integrity, intelligence, and his energy. Always those 3 come to mind.
In Jerry's endeavors, the most thing I liked about Jerry, or do like about Jerry, is that none of this is self-motivated. He doesn't look for anything past getting something done for our community. And he works diligently on that until the job gets done.
Jerry and I agree on a lot of things together. One of the things that we don't 100% agree on is politics. So Jerry gets bent out of shape with just about every friend he has over politics, because Jerry is a very democratic, liberal politician. In his own mind, he is. And he firmly believes that his way is the right way. So if he gets his friends offended in any way, which he has done on more than one occasion, it's over that type of thing. Political, his views on being a liberal Democrat, and he's always for the little guy. He's always for the underdog in the political arena.
The county is very strong, but a person like Jerry makes the county stronger. Congratulations, Jerry. We're all behind you.
You know, I don't know everybody in this county, but I know a lot of people in this county, and I personally don't know of any individual in this county that deserves this award any greater than he does for the last 30, 40 years that he's put in this county.
Basically, I think you could say his middle name, instead of Jerry Wayne Rogers, it could be Jerry Helpful Rogers.
Jerry, you know, I have to bring this out because the man said I have to tell the truth. And I just wished that you would quit. You know, I'm in the golf business, so I wished you would really quit trying to sell me all these artificial clubs you come up with, because I can't resell them, and they're no good to me. And so just please stop, would you? Buy your own stuff somewhere else.